Hello, what's good? This is your boy Jay Howard, and welcome to CSE Sports. Today on CSE Sports, I want to talk about the top 5 underrated players in the NBA this season in 2013. That's right. The 5 players on my list are people that I look at. They're players I look at that really don't get the respect from the fans, really don't get the respect from the media. They just don't get the respect they deserve. And most of them are young guys, but there's one particular guy on the list. He's been around for 10 plus years, and in my opinion, he's been good for the last 6 years. Real talk. Let's get started. First on the list is the Portland Trailblazers point guard, Damian Lillard. Yes, I think that he is underrated from the standpoint that when you look at the 18.3 points per game, 3.2 rebounds, and 6.5 assists for a rookie, that's outstanding. I hear a little chatter from time to time about his name. He's going to be possibly the rookie of the year. But in my opinion, he's showing flashes right now that he can be an elite guy real soon. That's kind of unheard of for a guy to put up numbers like that in his rookie as a point guard. And what he has in his favor, he's a big guard. You know what I mean? He's like 6'3", 6'4". He's a big point guard. And I've been hearing a lot of comparisons, like Kenny Smith from on TNT was saying he reminds him of Chauncey Billups. I even heard of Gary Payton citing somewhere that some people say that he reminds he puts him in the mind of Gary Payton. But my opinion, he has his own game. I think he's phenomenal. I think he's going to be a force to be reckoned with pretty soon. So keep your eye out on Damian Lillard, Portland Trailblazers point guard. On the list, yes, DeMarcus Cousins. DeMarcus Cousins is averaging 17.5 points, 10.1 rebounds, and 2.9 assists per game. Now, we all know that Sacramento is a place where players go to die over the last 5 years, but still, if you look at DeMarcus Cousins' skill set, you can tell that he's going to be, if not the best big man in the league in the next 2 or 3 years. Like, real talk. He's doing this at 22 years of age. I mean, you're getting 17 points and 10 rebounds in like your second or third year in the league. That's a great sign. The only knock and setback for DeMarcus Cousins, in my opinion, is his attitude and his immaturity. He's very immature. He's very selfish at times. And he can be a cancer. But his skill set is phenomenal. So keep your eyes on DeMarcus Cousins. I think he's underrated. Not overrated, but underrated. I'm going to move on to another big man. That's Greg Monroe of the Detroit Pistons. Greg Monroe is 15.7 points per game, 9.5 rebounds, and 3.3 assists. Now, one thing that I do like about when I spoke of the two big men, DeMarcus Cousins and Greg Monroe, their assists are coming up every year. The numbers rising up every year. You know what I mean? So these big men, they pretty much can pass pretty good for the size. You know what I mean? But Greg Monroe has a nice half-court game. He has the slow-paced game. You know, it kind of reminds you of a David Robinson a little bit. He can't shoot that good, but he's gonna come around to be a guy kind of like that a little bit. Once he works on his jump shot a little bit more, he's gonna be that caliber of big man. Trust me, mark my words. Greg Monroe is going to be a lights-out big man, and I think he should stay in Detroit. Detroit is truly a point guard away. I like Brandon Knight, but they're like a real, I'm talking about 20 and 10 point guard away. They need a floor general to bring everything together. On the list, number 4, I'm going to go with Tony Parker. Because Tony Parker, like I said in one of my videos previously I did about Chris Paul and Tony Parker, it came out the wrong way. I meant to say he was underrated, and I said overrated. So I want to clear that up right now. That was a mistake on my behalf, so I apologize. I'm a huge San Antonio Spurs fan. I'm a huge Tony Parker, Manu, and Tim Duncan fan, and Pop, the coach. I'm a fan of him too. Tony Parker is not surprising me. It kind of kills me when I see a lot of the professional commentators. I'm talking about the guys, the celebrity commentators. When they talk about Tony Parker over the last 2 years, Tony Parker has been putting in work, man, for like 6 years, like real talk. Tony Parker has been a upper echelon guard for about 5 or 6 years, real talk. And a lot of people, they kind of look at the flair of the Derrick Roses and the flair of the Darren Williams and Chris Paul, and he kind of get lost in the shuffle. Not only because he's in San Antonio, people can throw that out the window. People see San Antonio. San Antonio has won 4 rings. People know who the Spurs are, but people have a tendency of following suit of the celebrity basketball player. Tony Parker's not real celebrity. What I mean by that, he don't have a lot of endorsements. Yeah, he was dating Eva Longoria. He was married to her. That doesn't mean anything. If you know the game of basketball, Tony Parker has been underrated for so long. It's starting to stand out now. You know what I mean? But Tony Parker has been averaging in like that 18-7, 18-6, and it fluctuating, having those 30-point games with 12 assists, and he had a 50-point playoff game. You know what I mean? Tony Parker has been doing his thing for a long time. So honor that man and respect that man. And I hate to say this, I agree with Skip Bayless. He should be the MVP this year. If you look at him carrying that team with Manu not playing every other night, Tim Duncan not playing every other night, come on, keep it real. Consider Tony Parker. And I think he should win it this year. It's just my opinion. That's another can of worms. Moving on. Can't leave out King James and Kevin Durant, though, real talk. I'm just throwing that in there. Last but not least, the most underrated player in the game right now, in my opinion, the most underrated guy, is the point guard for the New Orleans Hornets, Greivis Vasquez. He is a flat-out beast from Maryland, 6'6". He's playing. He got drafted by Memphis. I think he was number 28 in the first round. He's a dog. The man is averaging 13.7 points per game, 4.6 rebounds, and 9.4 assists. I think I said that right. 13.7 points, 4.6 rebounds, and 9.4 assists a game. He's a flat-out dog. And you don't hear anybody talking about him. I mean, when you really think about why Memphis probably is struggling, why they're really struggling, they should have kept him. Like, real talk. I can live with the Rudy Gay trade because they show what they can do without Rudy. But the intangibles that Greivis brought in that Spurs series helped them a lot. And they had a big point guard. I still can't understand why Memphis got rid of him. I love Lionel Hollins. I think Lionel Hollins is a good coach. And he's a guy, he's great with intangible players. But they're going to truly miss him. They're missing him right now. They need a big point guard. Vasquez is doing his damn thing, like real talk. And he's going to be an upper echelon guard. He's 6'6". I mean, you have that kind of like faded away other than LeBron James playing point forward. They tried to do it with Stuckey in Detroit. Let him run the PG at the one. He's about 6'5", 6'6". But Vasquez is truly by nature, I'm talking about, it's his mentality to be a playmaker. And I think this guy is on the rise. Those were my top 5 underrated players in the NBA. So I want you guys to let me know who your players are till next time. I'm your boy Jay Howard from CSC Sports. Peace, and I'm out. I don't know if I dropped Tony Parker's statistics right. I'm just going to go over them again. 21 points per game, 3.3 rebounds, and 7.6 assists a game for Tony Parker. Till next time, peace, and I'm out.